Hey guys, welcome back to the second half.
Oh,
More
he's
shenanigans
still
in store,
sleepy. Aw.
and he's still
That
unfortunately
sucks.
sleepy.
So now we're at a man's disadvantage. We only have 10 players on the pitch to his 11, and against Khemri, this is not great.
Losing, I believe that was Dr. White, correct?
That sucks double because he gets blocked,
Yep.
and he gets an extra roll. I hate this.
So here
already.
is the kickoff event was brilliant coaching, and it is essentially, it's sort of random, but it gives one of the players, or maybe both of the players if you tie on your dice rolls, but it gives one of the players an extra reroll. In this case, it gives the Khemri an extra reroll.
Because that's exactly what they need. Khemri need all the rerolls they can get. It's not uncommon to see Khemri teams with like 6 rerolls because they need all of them.
Yep. Because they have big, shitty, stupid skeleton fingers, and they can't pick up the ball. So they need all those rerolls to be able to do that.
They also throw a lot of blocks with players that don't have block, and won't have block for a very long time. Because Tomb Guardians, oh my goodness, this is already
Goodbye.
off to a bad start. This is depressing.
Goodbye, Pelvis Costello. You were my favorite zombie name. So Pelvis Costello is also sleepy.
It's okay, he's just napping. He got tired from all the pelvis.
Yep. It was Dr. White, but Pelvis Costello is now also sleepy, and he's going to hang out with Dr. White.
Oh, he gets a free reroll because of his Sure Hands. Now, Sure Hands is a skill that makes it literally impossible for you to ever drop the ball on a pickup. Yeah. Actually, it just
Sure
gives
Hands-
you a free reroll.
It lets you re-roll the ball if you can't pick it up, and it plays a nice little jingle.
Oh,
Yes!
Oh, it's his turn. It's his turn to get the bad dices.
Yet another case of Beef Slab getting boinged. I believe that was the third one. Every single block against Beef Slab has just been a nice little boing.
He's the great immovable object. Flesh golems, flesh golems are great. People are mixed on flesh golems. Some teams don't like flesh golems just because they're movement 4 and expensive. But I think they're just too dang important for early necromantic because you need the strength.
Flesh golems are great, and they're really fun because they're in the same way that zombies are. They're there to get punched, but they're also better at dishing out the punching in return.
They're also better at getting punched. AV9 and Strength 4 means that it's a combination of 9 armor, 4 strength, and stand firm means that you have to dedicate more players to punch them than normal. And if you don't successfully punch, then your players are just kind of stuck there. The entire goal of a flesh golem is to make it so that nothing happens on the opposing team.
Yeah, so the flesh golems are basically just going to be, in addition to zombies, they're going to be getting all up in people's shit, but actually doing useful stuff in the process.
Useful stuff is useful.
So here, I'm foolishly going for another Frenzy Blitz, where I will be throwing a 1DB. But this one works out great. I unfortunately...
As great as theoretically possible, in that it does nothing. But, yeah, other than that, it was great.
Yep, but werewolves are stupid fast, so I can blitz and then just sort of run away and hide behind my big wall of undead dudes.
And then White Power decides that pacing is very
Yeah.
important.
I thought I wanted to move left, but then I decided I didn't, so I just did a little 1-2 shuffle and returned back to where I was.
He zigged when he should have zagged. Whole lot of nothing.
You can see the Khemri are really stacked up vertically here, which makes it really hard for me to get in there and start throwing some punches, which is what I sort of want to do. He is, Flare Knight being the Khemri, he's going to want to throw a lot of punches, but I'm going to want to throw more punches. And if I can throw more punches than he throws punches, then I will be the King Punch Lord and maybe win.
This is how numbers work.
Yep.
Another number that's important, skeletons are armor value 7, which means that it's easier for GNU to injure Flare's players, at least the linemen, than it is for Flare to injure GNU's players.
Theoretically, of course.
Theoretically. Remember, only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Right. You can see in practice, so here is some more ill-advised, we'll call it ill-advised, Khemri ball handling.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Burning Ring of Fire is a Tomb Guardian, again, an Agility 1 player, just handing it off to him, no big deal. So we now have a big lumbering Strength 5 behemoth with the ball, and I'm down 2 players, so getting in his way is going to be that much harder.
And additionally, this is only turn 10, which means that he has an entire half to just take the ball from one side of the field to the other against 9 players with 11 and a marked strength advantage. So things are actually looking grim for our hero here.
Do you like werewolf blitzing?
I love werewolf blitzing. Werewolf blitzing
So
is
do
one
I.
of the few pleasures in life.
Oh,
Except
damn it.
what I don't like is never fucking breaking armor. I don't like
that's
that.
fine.
It's not great. It's
maybe
bad.
Maybe one day I'll hurt one of his players.
It's not how this
A
works.
boy can dream.
Khemri, the Tomb Guardians, I like to note, have decay, which means that when you injure them, when you give them the old Kasseruni, they get a double casualty. Now, in practice, this means nothing, because Tomb Guardians are 5 strength and 9 armor, and if you're trying to punch Tomb Guardians, you're probably doing it wrong.
But if you can manage to score a casualty on them, you might, I don't know, say, give them minus strength, and now they're strength 3, and just completely destroy them.
Or you can just double kill them.
Oh, killing somebody twice with one punch. That's pretty great.
It's pretty much the greatest thing in Blood Bowl.
Not many people can say, I killed somebody twice.
Especially when they fail to regen.
Right. So, Flare Knight is going to try to sort of corral my guys and push over to the sideline, and he's not in any hurry. I think he's pretty much resigned himself to the tie here. So he's not going to be in any great rush to go ahead and score.
Yeah, which is good because rushing is not something that Khemri especially do.
So where previously I had a pretty good way to sort of wall him off, my guys are now sort of, because of the way that I chose to, at my own disadvantage. Oh, Johnny Rotten.
Oh my
He's
God.
also sleepy.
This is what we call a dicing, folks.
So he's joining this sleepy crew, and but the way I had previously, I was a little more spread out, and I was a little better equipped to go run in front of his way. But now my guys are sort of getting pushed into a little box, which is going to make things rough.
It's not great. Also, we rag on him a lot for doing the Tomb Guardian ball, but, like, let's look at Khemri. Their best players are Agility 2. So, like, in the grand scheme of things, Agility 1 is not that much worse than Agility 2, and Tomb Guardians level, like, never. Like, MVPs and rare casts are the only way that Tomb Guardians get levels, so it's really important for him to get levels on his Tomb Guardians. Oh my god!
Frankencastle, if you'll remember, he was previously one of the sleepy crew, and he's now rejoining the sleepy crew. That makes 4 sleepy players, meaning I have 7 versus his 11.
Oh, thank heaven.
And I'm running out of red shirts to throw at his big buff guys. So pretty soon here, big buff guys are going to be running into my not so buff, not so big guys.
If you're not surfing Ain't No Grave this turn, I'm going to be angry.
I'm not surfing him this turn.
Oh shit, is this some foreshadowing going on?
So we got foreshadowing up in this bitch.
Oh man, this is classy. We're classy now. We are classy.
So now is pretty much the turn where I do need to go make a stand and try to stop him, because if I give him the sideline here, he is going to fill it full of skeletons and make my life a living hell.
Sidelines full of skeletons are not good.
No.
But one thing to notice is the sideline will also work to our benefit, because when you have less players, you can more efficiently block them on the sideline than you can in the middle of the field, because he doesn't have that many options of places to go. And when you're Khemri, what you really don't want to do is backtrack with the ball carrier. And so this is actually kind of an advantageous position in terms of like field position for the player that is at a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. I would like to, really quickly, I'd like to point out, I didn't mention it, but there's actually the mythical rare 3 dice block. If your player, with his natural strength and with the assist, is over double the strength of the opposing player, in this case a little strength 3 zombie, you roll 3 dice blocks instead of 2, and that's the max. You can only roll 3 at the most. That doesn't happen very often, but here's one of the cases where it will.
But first we're gonna disconnect real quick. Remember, guys, cyanide is great.
Cyanide. I think I guess I just forgot to edit that out. Sorry, folks.
Let's see. So, we have 4 players out. This is bad, as in this not good.
4 guys out. Plenty of second half to play. Right now, things are looking grim. But I would like to point out that his Tomb Guardian is once again the the line of scrimmage. That is the halfway marker. Here's Beef Slab again, doing his thing. No big deal. Boing.
He is the master of the boing.
Mm-hmm.
He is indeed a slab of beef. If only the Flesh Prince could live up to his example.
Well, the
God,
Flesh
don't do
Prince
what Flair's doing.
hasn't had a chance to shine. So you can see he could not clear Beef Slab out of the way, so he's pretty much stuck here again for another turn.
And that's also the Flesh Golem. Oh, block is good. Block is awesome. So get block. That's Beef Slab tying up 2 Tomb Guardians and a skeleton. I'd like to note that that's our Flesh Golem tying up about 240 team value. And also, look how open the way is to the Tomb Guardian. And all he needs to do is just give Ain't No Grave a slight
Remember how you wanted
push.
me to surf? You remember how you wanted me to knock him out of bounds?
I love you. You might be my favorite player now.
I'm knocking him out of bounds.
Yes! Aww,
And look at these people come out of thin air. And of course, after I knock him out of...
great.
That's probably one of my favorite little animation quirks. And then I'm going to run the fuck away. So you can see the path is totally clear to that Tomb Guardian, but I can't do anything. I could not do anything to him at this point. So I'm not in any huge concern to get up on him and pressure him, because he could just kick my ass pretty easily.
But we have evened up the positions on the field now a little bit. So it's now only 7-10. And remember how I said that the sideline is not a great place to make your stand? This is why. All the players in the middle, they basically outnumber him 2-1, but they're completely useless against those Flesh Golems without rolling them POWs. And because of that, he was able to leverage the sideline as an impassable wall of you can't get past this. And because you can get surfed, the sideline is not only a barrier, it's
Beef
also
Slab.
dangerous. Oh, Beef Slab. It's okay, he's not sleeping.
He still stood
fell
firm,
over.
but he got bopped on the head. So Flare Knight decided that instead of trying Tomb Guardian Ball, he's just going to give it to one of his faster players, Out Among the Stars, his Throw Raw, so to try to go run in and get the tie. But this being Khemri, he has stupid, shitty skeleton fingers, and he can't catch the ball very well. So it's now just sitting on the ground, in the middle of a giant wall of players that I'm never going to get into. But it's on the ground, which is beneficial.
At the very least, it looks like that 1-0 advantage early on. Like, at this point, it's fairly obvious that the Khemri are not going to score twice. So the tie is real, at the very least. And all we need to do is just hold him here for 4 turns. And because this is Khemri, there's a very high likelihood that for 4 turns, he's just going to be, like, useless and shitty and never pick up the ball. And this is why it's so bad for Khemri to not have the ball, is that it's just so easy to get screwed out of picking up the ball.
I'm feeling pretty good right about this point, because I know I can't lose, and losing on the first match would be devastating. So I know I'm not going to lose here, so I do something I probably shouldn't do. I queued up a bunch of guys to get a bunch of assists.
No.
I had a bunch of rerolls left over, and I say, hey, let's punch a Tomb Guardian, why not?
Why did you
no, it does work.
that?
It's fine. I have rerolls. I have to use all these rerolls.
Why can't I hold all these rerolls?
It's a clearinghouse of rerolls. We're giving them away.
Well, to be fair, you did land it, I guess.
Yeah. So see, sometimes being stupid works out in your advantage.
That's not actually true. I would have been real tempted to reroll that, but then I would have been rerolling a safe block, and you just don't do that, especially in a game where you can very easily lose.
Yeah. Punching, getting revenge on Bone Cruncher McGraw for knocking him down isn't worth possibly losing the match.
It's true. I mean, he'll probably lose anyway, but
yeah, he's probably definitely.
Oh wait,
gonna
no,
lose.
he picked up the ball because he rolled a 5 because Blood Bowl.
Yep.
Remember this and then he tried to pass it.
He's gonna try to hand the ball off to hurt his Blitz Raw, who has block, but he drops it, bounces it off his own feet, and bounces it right back to the player who tried to hand the ball off. So he couldn't even take the handoff. He just fumbled it right out of his own hands.
The worst part, though, is that because he didn't lose possession of the ball, he then proceeded to not turn over. If he had turned over there and it had bounced, it very well could have bounced into a much less good position, and that would have just been easily the game.
Look how fucking cool Beef Slab is.
What?
Oh, no, that's right. He chose to take the boat down because he wanted to try to kill my players or something. I'm not sure. But either way, Beef Slab takes it on the chin like a fucking player and gets right back up.
What a boss. This is Flesh Golems. Like, this is Flesh Golems the game.
Yep.
You totally could have marked the ball carrier with Beef Slab, and I'm sad that you didn't.
I don't remember what I was thinking. Again, I was at this point. I'm sort of playing a little. Oh, so here I have to use a reroll to throw more of an unnecessary.
Okay, this is the reroll clearinghouse.
Yes.
Okay.
I did something. It's not a casualty.
The Khemri joins the Sleepy Club.
It's not a casualty, but I made one of his shitty players join the Sleepy Club, and I threw another stupid block again because I'm feeling pretty good.
And that was block. What's the worst that could happen? Except he's got. The Khemri have 3 turns, and it's in the hands of a Throw-Ra, and a bunch of people are not standing.
Yep.
So, like, theoretically, this is a bad position for GNU. Like,
I shouldn't have done that thing that I did again. I should have learned my lesson.
Oh, and this time he actually hands off, except this time it's in the hands of a Blitz-Ra. 6 movement, block. This is a player that can actually handle the ball.
The Blitz-Ra learns his lesson on how to actually catch the ball with his big stupid skeleton fingers, and he gets it and he makes a fucking break for it. So you can see that single movement right there. He moved the ball more in that one turn than he did in the first half or in the rest of the second half. Oh, look at this guy! He's taking off.
Dem GFIs. He's setting up to score next turn. Just in case, like, miracle dice happen and GNU is able to
I get a severe case of the bads. So you can see I'm still in a pretty good spot to go ahead and with McGruff go and mess this shit up, or if I need to, Santos Van Hammerstein until he gets knocked down. Again, I could theoretically surf him out of bounds from here. I'm assuming he has a plan to go stand next to McGruff and make it annoying for me, but we'll see what happens.
Is it just me, or has he not used his blitz?
He's not used his blitz yet.
Oh, well, I guess he's waiting for Man in Black to go do the blitzy thing.
Yep, we'll see what happens here. And actually, I think that might be... Oh, no, So, yeah, he's here. He's going to run over here next to McGruff.
Oh, no.
Force me to dodge out of a tackle zone, possibly making me fall on my ass or wasting a reroll.
Can I just say that the Flesh Prince is a loser?
The Flesh Prince...
I'm really disappointed. He's wasting all of the potential of his awesome name.
It's the first match, man. Cut him some slack. We can't all be Beef Slab.
I expect performance out of my princes. Like that's a serious name to live up to.
The cooler the name, the more likely he is. The more likely he should be to do cool stuff.
Like the Man in Black. That's a pretty awesome name, and he just did some baller stuff there. See?
So, pretty much this whole match, I've been in pretty good control of his ball carrying, but you can see here that things are not looking so hot.
And this is one of the things about Blood Bowl, is that everything was good, everything was great, and all of a sudden, one turn happened in which the Khemri rolled dice that weren't awful, and all of a sudden, the match is completely out of control.
I'd like to point out that while it's technically not a dub skull, I rolled a 1 followed by a 1 for the same dice roll. And McGruff wasted a reroll and he fell on his face, and it is now tied.
With 1 turn to go?
That was his turn 16.
Oh, that was his turn 16?
That was his last move. And the game is now... It is theoretically possible for me to score and win, but it's not gonna be very likely.
It's all over but the punching.
Mm-hmm.
This is turn 16, which is the turn in which all good Blood Bowl players put as many people in the backfield as possible so as not to be punched. Flair, however, puts valuable players on the front line. I don't know why he does this, but he does it.
Well, he does have super hefty players. So this is going to be... We're going to have a little bit of time here before the match ends. I'm going to goof around a little bit. Do you have any final thoughts on this first match? Our inaugural match.
Khemri are shitty, but through dice, all things are possible.
That's pretty good. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and... if you remember, if you complete a pass, you get a star player point. So I'm going to go ahead and try to farm up one of those, but Santos Van Hammerstein just throws the ball off to the side.
Well, aren't we off to a glowing start?
So let's check to see who got the MVP role here. Frankly, I'll take a 1-1 tie. Our MVP is Frankencastle, the guy who got
The
KO'd
sleepiest
twice.
zombie.
All right. Well, that's the end of the match. I'll see you guys for the next video.